He might not be from Krypton, but he's heads above the rest. His knowledge can't be questioned. You can put it to the test. So if you want to hear the truth and have nowhere else to go, I'll give you the solution. Just tune into his show and just kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod. Kneel before Zod.
And welcome back, everybody, to the Fandom Zone. There was supposed to be a premiere today. There was supposed to be a premiere that came out. Hey, Jenny, good to see you. If you guys don't know, I was supposed to do a premiere for Truth or Dare, but YouTube sucks. YouTube sucks a lot. So I set my premiere to come. It was supposed to come out this morning at 10, with or without me. I had a shitty day at work, so I drank a considerable amount, and then my premiere was just supposed to premiere, and you guys would see it, but YouTube's a bunch of dicks and decided that they were going to double block it. The first time it didn't upload. The second time it was blocked for no reason at all. They did not give me a single reason why they blocked the video the second time. So I just said, fuck it. This is a shitty movie, and I'm not going to do a whole nother video for a movie that didn't deserve the first video. So welcome, everybody. Thank you. I saw your comments. I am so sorry that it did not work the first time. And yes, I am alive. It was it was a very, very terrible evening. Not one of the best days. Yeah, thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. It wasn't one of my best day at works. So I'm at my job, and I have one of these titles where basically I have the responsibility of being yelled at as a training manager, but I don't have the title or the money. So I got into it with my job yesterday, and I was telling the unicorn about it. I was so pissed I didn't want to talk yesterday, and then I drank a considerable amount. And I'm like, oh, the video for premiere, everything on. And then I woke up with a hangover slightly, just the headache part, and a bunch of messages. Thank you, Gary, for giving me a call. I appreciate that. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to give this movie a live review and be done with it, because why the fuck not? What's up, Lemon Pie? How are you? Yeah, I've determined when I do my videos, I might have to just show pictures in the background. Like, it's still making excited, but I'm tired of them blocking everything. I'm still fighting. Apparently, I'm still fighting a copyright strike on my video that I really loved, Raw. I love doing that video. They still are fighting the part of not blocking it, which I think I'm going to win, because I already talked to them. And I do not believe I fall under copyrighted material, but this is the world of YouTubing. If you ever want to do fucking reviews, don't. It's like the seventh circle of hell. I only do reviews because I thoroughly enjoy them. It's just now being a movie reviewer is a minefield. So I'm going to give the review that I could not give because YouTube are a bunch of bastards and wouldn't let me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Truth or Dare and talk to you guys in the chat. And then Far Cry 6 is already out, and I want to play that. Thank goodness I waited a week. Actually, funny story. So if you guys didn't know, I'm big into gaming. Far Cry 6 was supposed to come out. Now, my beautiful, wonderful girl, needed me to put that on hold because, adult and responsibilities, which really fucking sucks, but it's what we got to do. So I was cool with it, whatever. Well, when I went to check the reviews, come to find out, the first week of launch of this game was buggy as shit. So me actually waiting and not getting the game the first week was probably a good idea, because it didn't even fucking work. So go figure. She just gave me the yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys can make it live. I really do apologize. But yeah, so apparently like my YouTube videos, when they first release a game, that is also buggy as fuck. It was just unbelievable. So I was like, oh my goodness, had I not listened to the girl and gone out and got this game the first week, it would have been a disaster. So now I'm going to download that today and hopefully play it till my eyes bleed. So here we go. Truth or dare? What do I think of this movie? This movie's a fucking piece of shit. It's a terrible movie. And that was how I started out my review. It's not. Here's the thing that's weird about this movie and Blumhouse in general. This movie is a funny piece of shit. I remember why I hated the movie because I was watching it sober, which, pro tip number one, don't ever watch this movie sober. Drink, do some kind of substances. Not that I encourage this on the channel, just for this movie. Seriously, you have to be drunk out of your mind or doing some crazy shit to enjoy this movie. Yeah. No, it was fucking terrible. But here's the thing that makes this movie great. And this is what pisses me off the most about this movie because unlike everyone here who wasn't this stupid, I actually saw this movie in the theater. Yeah. Well, lemon pie, I'll get to that. I saw this movie in the theater. Granted, I was drinking again. But here's the thing. The deaths in this movie are fucking hilariously bad. I had clips and stuff. Okay, all right. So, dude goes in for this interview, and he's talking to this lady about getting into some kind of college or whatever, and she morphs into that weird smiling face I saw, and does the whole truth or dare thing, and he doesn't answer truthfully. Takes a pen, jabs it in his eye, and then smashes his head on the wall. It is the funny. I don't know why these deaths are fucking hilarious. I laugh, and I think if this movie was a little more self-aware, yeah, lemon pie. It really enters so bad, it's good territory. Had they just made this movie what it was and made it fucking ridiculous, like I mean, just go balls crazy. Like, no, your movie sucks, but then there's moments in this film where they try to play it seriously, and it's like, come on, okay, director guy, this guy was new, poor bastard. Like, look, bro, I know you're new, but you're not creating like Halloween, okay, buddy? You're creating a movie based on a fucking game that teenagers played. Don't take it that serious, bro. Like, just they should have shot this movie almost into the realm of parody of horror movies because I think this would have been fucking great. But shooting it serious, what's up, Killy, Phantasmagorical, and Tiffany Daniels? So great to see you, Christine. Thank you so much. I was not. I was okay. It was my video that wasn't. It was lost to the angry gods of YouTube. Fucking blocked the whole thing. So I wasn't gonna fight a copyright claim for fucking truth or dare. This movie isn't. It was. It's not worth. I had fun watching it. Once again, I was drinking again, actually, with my girl, and I don't even think she remembers what we were fucking watching. I know we were both drinking a lot. Well, Jenny, here's the thing. Okay, so here's the weird thing about Truth or Dare. I'm not gonna lie. I thought the movie when I first saw it, I thought the movie was gonna be good. Okay, so here's the setup: random girl, right? stops at this gas station, starts talking to this guy, and okay, they're showing it from our perspective, and they're like, or no, beginning was hers. So you hear this guy, gas station guy's voice change, go truth or dare, right? And then this lady has this look and she goes, I'm sorry, lights this fucking gas station. And it wasn't the attendant, it was this random ass person, like getting fucking, I don't know, some ho-hos or some shit. I don't know who it was. It's a Spanish gas station. I don't want to be insensitive, but you know, it's south of the border. She fled to Mexico because all of her friends died, which you find out later. But anyways, so she sets this fucking lady on fire and she goes running out. And I'm not gonna laugh. I was kind of half laughing, like with an opening like that. I was between what the fuck and wow, this is comical. Maybe that's what they're going for, because the lady runs out. She's like, oh my god. I was like, the effects wasn't that bad though. I'll give them one thing: the effects for that looked like they really set the person on fire, and I appreciate it. It wasn't like that CGI shit. The smile was CGI. I have no fucking clue why they CGI'd a Joker smile. Like, oh god. But yeah. So it was yeah, the first 5 minutes, it fools you. And then you start watching the rest of the movie and you realize what kind of movie it is. It was fun intentionally. Yep, make a bad movie show, a lot of kills. Yeah, yeah. I was like, when you first see her light this person on fire at a gas station, that's a great opening. And I'll even give them the ending kind of made me laugh, because the character you think that's the good character, she's actually probably the worst. Oh, here's another thing. The characters of this movie are the worst fucking human beings on the face of the planet. And now look, I know this is a horror movie. There's two ways of doing a horror movie. One, you can make your characters extremely fucking unlikable, like the kind of people where you're rooting for the killer and you're like, oh fuck, these people need to die. They need to die. Or you can make them one character likable, right? It's normally how it works. Or sometimes, if you're really good, you make everybody likable. So when they watch the movie, they're hating your fucking guts because you're like, oh man, that was my favorite guy. Like, there's several ways to do this. Truth or Dare chooses to have characters that aren't characters. They are written on paper as a character, but they're not characters at all. Like, I don't remember a single fucking person in this movie. And I rewatched it again because I thought I was going to shoot the movie or the video over again. And I still don't remember their names. These people are the most bland, generic, like literally, I've never watched a movie where I literally didn't remember most of the details, especially the names. This one, can't fucking tell you the name of any of these people. Can't remember. I know him as Bro Dude, Hospital Guy, Main Girl 1, Slutty Girl 1, Slutty Girl 2. And look, this is not even a joke, because I know when you say the slutty girl thing, women are like, what are you talking about? Literally, that's their character trait. They have one friend who's a girl who that is all she does in this movie. And I am like, wow. Like, look, I don't go with that whole sexist route, but I was like, holy fuck. If I was a woman, I would be grossly offended. Like, literally, that's a character trait. Who the fuck shoots this? Like, her character trait was sleeping with people or her boyfriend. The other girl's character trait, and I can't make this shit up, is her dad committed suicide. That's it. And she's a bitch. There was nothing else beyond that. It's the most... This movie is the example of what's bad about horror movies today. This is like the epitome of what generic horror movie is. It's really sad. Let me see what comments I have. Could someone say Zombieland? Yeah. Yeah, Zombieland was pretty good, but man, this movie is the perfect example. And this is my problem with Blumhouse in general when they make a movie. Blumhouse can make a really fantastic horror movie, and then they can make a movie like this. And here's the biggest thing that pisses me off. So this movie, no joke, was made for like 3.78 million. That is fucking nothing. At this point, this movie was almost shot like independent movie status. And this movie made, hey, what's up? What's up, Perp Minded? Good to see you. I'm talking about a throwback, terrible horror movie, Truth or Dare. But yeah, this movie was made on a fucking absurdly low budget. Cromel, what's up, man? Good to see you. Sorry about this morning. My video had tech issues between the loading and I wasn't even gonna come on because I was actually having a shitty day yesterday. But I was just like, fuck it. This movie is not worth me trying to upload another video. I'll just do a live stream. Why not? Because Truth or Dare isn't worth a lot of effort. Okay, so the scene where she sets him on a fire, that was pretty cool. The deaths are hilarious. This is the only movie that I swear to God, I'm fairly sure this is true. The only movie I've seen someone walk off of a pool table at that angle and break their neck. I think that is my favorite way I've seen somebody kill themselves ever. Like, so dude like walks and like they make it like he slipped on a pool cue and then like broke his neck like this. Like it's fucking hilarious. But here's the one thing I did learn about this movie. PG-13 can actually get away with a lot. Like, with as much stuff as this movie does, I think, and well, people will say, well, it wasn't an R movie, so no, that's bullshit. This movie actually could have been really enjoyable had they just made it goofy. They should have honestly just went more into parody. They should have just made this movie absolutely ridiculous, like the premise is. Because I mean, look, a movie about a spirit that inhabits Truth or Dare, and look, I get it. It was some kind of demon that is like the demon of games, and fucking spoilers if anyone cares to be spoiled by this movie. But basically, the gist of the movie is it's a demon that was summoned by this nun and her friends because she was, I believe she was, physically abused at this nunnery, and so they called the demon. And the demon is tied into playing games. The original game was hide and seek. Now that would have been fucking interesting. But through the years, the game has changed. So the last people to, I guess, disturb the demon, whatever, fucking kick the jar. And here's another thing. Okay, here's another thing. Why the fuck do people put these ancient artifacts and shit in a place where they can break? It was a condemned, I want to say missionary in Mexico, but this fucking place was open to everyone. And what do you think people are going to do? They're going to get drunk. They're going to party. I mean, condemned buildings and missionaries and things like that seem to be where the young kids go to party, I guess, for horror movies. I don't know. It never made sense because where they put this cursed jar, it's on the fucking floor. Like, okay, I know there's shelves. Nobody put it on a high shelf. No one fucking locked it away. So this nun lady, to stop the curse, cut her tongue out and said all of this shit to excommunicate the demon. Okay, cool. Why the fuck didn't you take the jar with your tongue and a cursed artifact and move it from a place where people can go to and unleash the curse? Like, it's shit like this that upsets me with movies where they have a plot contrivance that makes absolutely no fucking sense. Like, and look, I know I'm analyzing Truth or Dare. Like, I know, but there's at some point where even, and this is my problem with new horror movies, where even the most basic audience, okay, even the teenage audience does get a clue that this makes no fucking sense. Like, I hate horror movies that treat people like they're fucking idiots, okay? Um, and I understand some of them that are set up that way. Like, look, Halloween, uh, Friday the 13th, um, let me see, who else am I thinking of? Freddy Krueger, Chucky. All right, none of these, they were silly, but none of these movies treated the people like they were idiots. And that's my problem with new horror. There have been some terrible recent horror movies and then some really good ones. Unfortunately, most of the good ones aren't in the fucking theaters. Uh, hey, what's up? Billie Jean, hey, good to see you. Thank you, everybody who came back from the previous stream. I do apologize. I'm just reviewing this movie from the top. And yes, Billie Jean, my problem and why I go back and watch old horror movies, I'm looking forward to Halloween Kills, to be honest with you. David Green did a great job on the first Halloween. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that twist with the Loomis Doctor. I think if he was going to do that, he should have took it a little bit further. But all in all, I like Halloween 2018. I thought it was really good. I cannot wait for Halloween Kills. What's up, Padres and Palpatine? Good to have you on. Astrid, good to have you on. Thank you. But look, I don't know how I feel about all of the aspects of the new Halloween, but I'll give David Green respect. The movie didn't treat people like idiots. There were hardly any jump scares. And this is the other thing I hate too. And this is something this movie does a lot, is fucking jump scares. Jump scares does not equal fucking horror. Horror is a building of tension, right? Sometimes it's a half hour, sometimes it's the whole movie leading you. A perfect example of this is like Hereditary. I love Hereditary. And spoilers, but I think everyone's seen this movie, or if you haven't seen it, you're not going to. Anyways, Hereditary to me was a great build of a suspense because I can tell you something right now. When that girl got her fucking head lobbed off, I did not see that coming. And I remember me and everybody in the theater all jumped, right? And there was no jump scare there. If you remember the scene, there's nothing. The thing that makes that scene so fucking terrifying is the fact of absence of sound, actually, because there's just a thunk, but they don't make it loud in the theater, right? And then her body drops and the kid drives a headless sister home. That shit is scary, okay? The building of tension, emotional disbalance. There's another movie called The Lodge, one of my favorite movies that came out in 2019. This movie is so suspenseful, especially when you find out what happens at the end of the film. It's fucking nuts. But or maybe I'm just getting older and I'm not into these stupid things like I used to be. But to me, these new horror movies are very lowbrow, and this is the weird part, because Truth or Dare kind of sits somewhere in this weird middle where it could have been better than it was, but it's not as bad as it could be. And I don't really know. I don't really know, because I can't say it's the most awful horror movie I've seen. God, some of the 80s horror movies were terrible. But it falls into that, funny enough. Like, you look back on this movie. I mean, I've watched it every year. Because it falls into this weird place where you're like, yeah, this movie is not good on any technical level whatsoever. But I could sit back, get drunk, maybe have some have some herbery. Sorry, I'm fucking tired. This is my first cup of coffee. I wasn't even supposed to get up today, but YouTube's a prick. Let's see how the chat is doing. Yes, Annabelle. You know what? Annabelle is such an unrated fucking movie. Okay, first off, Annabelle 1 gets a lot of shit. And I'll give you one thing. Not everything worked in that movie, but I would say it wasn't the worst I've seen. Um, Annabelle Creation, on the other hand, though, that was really good. And I felt like that was a movie where they didn't know really what to do, and then they kind of had an idea, right? So to me, uh Annabelle the first one is very underrated. I think honestly it's underrated. I think a lot of people gave that movie shit. And the thing is there was because there was such a hype built for that movie. And this is another problem you have. And I think this is where Truth or Dare kind of has an edge, right? It has no fucking hype. So when you watch it, you're not really disappointed. When you go to see a fucking movie named Truth or Dare, you know what you're going. Annabelle, though, Annabelle had a lot of hype because it was the first movie connected to the Conjuring universe. And so everyone had really, really high expectations. So I honestly think that movie got an unwarranted amount of shit. I liked Annabelle. I like Annabelle Creation. I didn't like the last one. That one felt like too much of a big promotion for other movies that they wanted to promote. Like, I also hate that. If you were making a horror movie on a particular subject, please do not make it a fucking promotional for the next 5 movies you got coming up. Because guess what? You don't know if you're gonna get 5 movies. Make the fucking first movie good. Annabelle knew. I mean, that series was 3 movies in, so I can't really talk shit about that. Like, they made Annabelle, and then Annabelle Creation was fucking phenomenal. I love that's actually the second one's my favorite. And then Annabelle Comes Home felt like a big fucking promotion for the next 3 Conjuring movies, which, like, Annabelle was in the movie fucking 5 seconds, and then a bunch of other random shit. And I didn't even have a problem with the random stuff they threw in there. Like, there was a werewolf, some samurai thing came to life, a cursed samurai armor, some weeping widow. Like, I thought that was cool. But don't fucking promote your next movies. Finish your first one. Like, if you want to throw that shit in, just like, I don't know, you can have a thing here and there, but there was so many scenes. And I wish there was a Truth or Dare connected universe. That would be, you know what Blumhouse should do? They should just connect all of their shitty movies. It'll be like a shitty movie connected universe. Because I don't know how, but this man makes his money back on all these movies. So hold on, I'm gonna find the figures here because this blew me away. I actually do research when I'm doing a movie, and I found the numbers, and I was floored that there's that many people. And when I went to see this movie, there were a lot of teenagers, so I'll give them credit because they know exactly where to market these movies for. These movies are marketed for young, very younger audience. So the budget for this movie, wow, it was lower than I thought. The budget for this movie was 3.5 million to make this movie, and it received back. Hold on, I'm trying to see. Just fucking tell me what was the. Hold on, I hate reading it. So, okay, here's ridiculousness. So this movie was made for 3.5 million. This movie made back 95.3 million. Holy fuck. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, I saw this movie opening day too. I had to. There's a horror movie called Truth or Dare. You know how I had to, as a person who reviews, I wanted to know how this was going to work, if it was going to be a shit show or if it was going to be actually good. But wow. So they shot a movie for literally no budget. When you think about it in Hollywood terms, right? Even even a fucking television show has more than $3.5 million budget. This movie had a $3.5 million budget and did $95.7 million. It made like quadruple what it cost to pay for this film. How fucking crazy is that? How crazy is it we live in a world where a movie like Truth or Dare made profit? I didn't even realize how much of a fucking profit this movie made. But it was made for 3.5 million. But here's how the math breaks down. If it's 3.5 million that's documented, that's just what the production costs with marketing and paying the theaters. You round it kind of up, you'd go to about 10. Okay, so let's just say hypothetically the overall budget was somewhere between 9 to 10 million. Taking into account promoting, advertising, all that stuff. And there was quite a bit of promoting for this movie. Even at 10 million, this movie made 95.3 million on a $3 million budget. I need to make a bunch of shitty horror movies and just put 20 of them out simultaneously. Like, this dude, Blumhouse, has figured out how to rapid fire make all of these movies that people will watch off no budget and make money on every single one of them. Even Fantasy fucking Island, and I did a review on Fantasy Island. That movie is a pile of shit, by the way. Michael Pena, please, for the love of God, don't torpedo your career anymore and take these shitty movies. You're better than this, Michael Pena. You're better. I've seen you in better movies. Stop taking this fucking shit, okay? Don't take fucking Tom and Jerry. And Fantasy Island? Really? Anyways, so this movie, Fantasy Island, was fucking terrible. It made money, or if it lost, it wasn't that much. But see, here's the philosophy behind Blumhouse. They will make like 80 films for barely nothing, and about 20 of them will make them money. And who cares? You made 80 movies. If even like, I don't know, 50 of them do well, you've made your money back. It's actually a pretty great strategy. But this is the thing that Truth or Dare suffers from. They got like the B team writers. I really feel, and this is no joke, in all seriousness, I really feel like this movie could have been better. Not great, but at least one you'd watch repeatedly if they just made it silly. And here's the crazy thing. Honestly, they could make a sequel. They made this movie for 3.5 million. They made 95 million back, almost 100 on a 3.5 million budget. The movie did way more than what was projected. I mean, holy fuck, we live in a world where literally they could make a sequel to Truth or Dare if they wanted to. Oh my God. And here's the crazy part. I'm going to be honest. As much as I shit on this movie, the deaths are comical. Everything you could do in a horror movie is done wrong is here. But the end of the movie. Okay, so if you guys haven't seen, the end of the movie, they try to break this curse. And so this girl, and they do something good. Okay, for every 20 shitty things this movie does, it does have one good thing. So at the beginning of the movie, our protagonist will say, perfect girl, because that's how, she's the perfect good girl, never does anything wrong. So at the beginning of the movie, when they're sitting in the circle, there's a question posed. And douchebag male number one goes, so let me ask you a question. If there was an alien invasion, right, and you had to sacrifice us or sacrifice 1 million people and you'd save us, who would you choose? And she goes, I'm sorry, guys, right? So she basically says she would sacrifice herself and other people. At the end of the movie, they're supposed to do this ritual, and the guy who's supposed to do the ritual dies ridiculously. Fucking surprise, right? Because he has to cut his tongue out, and when he dies, there's nobody else to pass this curse along because the game has to continue until everybody dies. So the good girl, right? And this is the thing where I knew this scriptwriter didn't give a fuck, right? So this girl who they established as the person who would be motivated, she would sacrifice her own friends to save everyone else, makes a YouTube video and includes everybody in the game of Truth or Dare. Now, I think that's cool, but also grossly flawed. First off, how the fuck does she have 3 million subs? Like, I understand this is a fictional movie world, but that was ridiculous. Okay. So her video had 3.5 million views. That makes me salty. So, anyways, so she infects the rest of the world with this truth or dare. And it's like, I get the premise of she starts with like all of these friends, and as they die and it gets closer to her and her real best friend, like her girlfriend, she doesn't she doesn't want to have them die. She wants to live. But it's such a crazy rapid turn. And like there is clues sprinkled in the movie here and there, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like the movie Unfriended, only Unfriended was much better, right? Because Unfriended had a bunch of people who were not like all of those people in that cast were completely unfucking likable. The whole entire cast, but it was still interesting. And I'm sorry that that guy who was funny, he actually didn't deserve it. And the plot twist of that movie was that the person who's supposed to be the best out of all of them, right? She was actually the one behind the whole thing and got them all murdered and fucking didn't tell anyone. And I the difference between Unfriended and this is that it was better acted, it was a better setup, and I actually even felt bad for the douchebag guy, like who she cheated on her boyfriend with, because like dude was actually telling the truth, right? And her boyfriend, and she watched everybody die for something she couldn't commit. And Truth or Dare was going for the same thing. Unfortunately, it epically failed. Uh, but it's funny. I mean, if you want to watch a movie with a bunch of people where you have it in the background and it's like a get together, you're all doing stuff and drinking, and then you'll have that person go, "Oh shit, what is?" This is that kind of movie. This is the kind of movie you put on when you're cleaning your house, and you could have it in the background. And look, I like shitty movies too. I'm probably the only person who likes the Doom with The Rock. I fucking love that movie. With it's a guilty pleasure. I know it's terrible, but I love it. The best line that anyone ever said in the movie is in that movie, and it was by The Rock when he looks at the camera and says, "I'm not supposed to die like this." I fucking crack, and I know the film directors. I know they knew at some point this movie was fucking shit because they just went all out. And I gotta say, I give them props. Like, who puts a first person shooter like that fucking game view in a movie? I thought it was a ballsy choice. Good for them. Like, if this movie had done that and just realized, hey, let's just fucking throw everything at the screen. This is a Doom, whatever, right? They just threw everything at the screen. I wish they did that for Truth or Dare. Just be like, hey, we're making a movie on Truth or Dare. Let's just throw everything out there. Fuck it. We'll put every concept in it. That would have made it so much better. Hey, Geekicidal Tendencies, what's up? I'm just finishing a review on the cinematic masterpiece that is Truth or Dare. I'm actually going to watch something good after I get done with this, Squid Games, which, by the way, if you guys aren't watching that show is fucking phenomenal. Um, we're still watching it. I'm only halfway through it, but I've already told the beautiful one behind me. I said if the fucking old guy dies, I'm done. No one spoil it. I haven't read any spoilers. Don't tell me, but I don't want the old guy to die. He's like my favorite person in this. Like, dude's like, bro, I'm 100. If I die, I got. Where are you going, honey?
What are you controlling of me or something?
Yeah. You got a package?
It's from a friend.
Oh, I'm sorry. Some exciting stuff. We just hey, Geek Style, what's up? Oh God, no! Squid Game. Yeah, Squid Game is actually really good, but I like Korean foreign films. I hate the fact that everybody jumped on this. Like, I've been watching Korean cinema for a while now. I don't know why this one just happened to catch on, but dude, the show is excellent. Like, and I'm not just talking about from a holy crap shit is happening, but from a writing perspective, like it is very well written. Like well written and acted. It's sad I have to watch Korean films to get that. But yeah, it is probably one of the most well written shows. And there's so much shit that um I'm sure I'm missing because there's so much going on. And thank God there's an English dub for it now. So Geekus Idol, you got a weird taste, my man. You got a weird taste. I totally disagree. I think that it's a very interesting show. It's not something I haven't seen done before, but it's entertaining nonetheless. I mean, it's a hell of a lot better than stuff we got now. Um, it like a lot of people are saying Hunger Games because they reference everything to America, but I'd say this more reminds me of Battle Royale. Oh, well, see, dude, you got to get like actually 3 episodes into it. Like after episode one, you'd get the basic premise, but it's about so much more. It wasn't, it was that bad, but I understand some things don't grab people right away. Like, hey, I've watched Doom a ton of times. I'm fairly sure there's some people who can't get past the first 5 minutes of that movie. And I don't mean Doom. You know what's sad? Okay, so here's the saddest thing. They made Doom. They failed. So they did Doom Annihilation, right? Which was supposed to be like a reboot. And everybody looked at that and said, you know what? I really like that first Doom. Like, it is fucking hilarious that a movie that at the time that it came out was considered a horrid. People are like, you know what? Now, in retrospect, and I've been saying this about the Resident Evil movies. Watch when this new Resident Evil comes out, people are going to be like, you know, that Paul W. Anderson, at least he tried. Yes, I love Battle Royale. Battle Royale was one of my favorites. Well, yeah, to be fair, Gigacycle Tendencies, I didn't get much of their games either. Um, man, the Korean people play some hardcore games. Like, okay, so I don't know what happens, so nobody like spoil it for me. I think I'm in episode 5. Yeah, we're in episode 5. Which, by the way, Geekicidal, you definitely want to watch it at the very least for uh one of the games in particular to like do and then there's a game that's not really a game, but it is a game. It gets fucking brutal. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. Oh, the game in the beginning. So they have this game called Squid Game, right? And it's I don't know how it's gonna reference, but I have a feeling it's gonna be the last fucking game because I just have that feeling like it's pretty obvious. But I had no clue what the fuck. Like, dude, these kids really have nothing to do. Like, I'm looking at how it's designed and I'm trying to figure out before they show it what the rules are. But it looks like football in a drawing of a squid without a football, like they're tackling each other. I'm like, man, these kids have nothing to do. Like, I wasn't making elaborate shit like that. We played tag and hopscotch. Like, who the fuck thought up these games? Oh yeah. I would Geekicidal, I would just switch it back to the Korean. You can switch between the languages. It originally premiered in Korean, so you could turn the dub off. Yeah, that's what it reminded me, like a hopscotch football. I have no fucking clue what was going on with that. But anyways, overall, Truth or Dare is a terrible movie. I didn't very much like it, but it gets like a 2. But Truth or Dare is a great movie to watch if you're drunk out of your mind. I got drunk with Pitchy and we were watching it and I was laughing hysterically. And then I was like, oh, I remember why I like this movie now again. It was because I was fucked up when I saw it. So definitely, like, this is a great movie. Gather some friends around, get really fucking drunk, and watch how ridiculous it is. Because, I mean, come on. You guys see my thumbnail. That fucking smile cracks me up. It's like a weird mixture between Joker and Willem Dafoe. That's what that smile reminded me of. I think that's why I laugh every time I see that smile. It was like, yeah, it was like Joker's smile and Willem Dafoe's smashed together and made that fucking ridiculous grin. Oh, Jesus. No, I will never record myself playing drunk hopscotch. Holy shit. That would, I mean, who knows, maybe. I mean, if I'm drunk, I'm not going to care. And she's not going to tell me if she records me, anyways. She would record me and not tell me all the time. I think she still does, actually. She showed me later she was recording me and my buddy. She uses it like blackmail material. But anyways, thanks everybody for coming out, hanging out with me. Go check out Keely Talks. There's some stuff going on there. I'm not going to talk about it on my channel, but I will talk about it on hers if she's so kind to invite me. I will definitely address that. But yeah. Oh, Billie Jean, let me tell you something. I can't leave ever my girl. She's got so many blackmail photos on me. I'm not gonna share any of them, but I'm sure in fucking in her Instagram somewhere in the world, they're out there. You know, women can catch you in the most awkward situations. Like, she's caught me with my bunny like this. She's caught me in a bunch of different ones. She'll take pictures of me asleep with like drool hanging out of my mouth and not tell me for months, and then show it to me and be like, oh, is this cute? And I'm like, who the fuck did you show this to? No, this is not cute. I'm literally fucking sleeping. Like, you could see the drool in the corner of my mouth. Why? But I mean, that's I guess that is what it is when you're really in love with someone. They catch you at your weirdest, most vulnerable times, and I appreciate that. But anyways, I've talked way too long about this fucking movie, and honestly I've talked about other movies because there's really nothing to tell. This is a generic movie. Yeah, the English text is terrible. They don't translate very well. Tiffany, what's up? Again, but thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I did this live stream because I owed you. I am so sorry that the video didn't work that was supposed to work. So now I'm going to so drool equals love. Nope. But yeah, my next video, I'm going to make sure everything is set up correctly. And I was just like, fuck it. The people wanted a video today. I owe them a video. So here we go. I'm just going to do it live in my robe. Like, literally. Look, guys. I'm in my fucking the camera pan too far down. I'm in my fucking like Dark Knight shirt, my fucking sweater vest thing, and then I throw on my hat. So Crowell, yes, that is very true. Compared to that, I'm fairly sure that this is not the worst that I've looked while being in public. But yeah, hopefully I'll be getting Far Cry 6 today. That will be fantastic because I've had a shitty week. I'm actually been checking because I'm like, oh, when does my money come in? Because I've been waiting for this game forever. So I've been like a little kid waiting for my paycheck. Like, oh, goody. I actually got permission from the wife. So yeah, you're welcome. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry, guys, that I didn't my Premiere didn't work the first time. But if like I'm gonna do something, then I'll go back to do it, and I'll go back I'll go back through and do it. Also, I wanted to thank your boy Gary because he called me. And he's like, "Bro, are you okay?" I'm like, "Wait, what's going on?" So I look on my thing and I was like, "Motherfucker, it didn't premiere." So I talked to Gary and I was like, "Thank you, man. I appreciate you waking me up because I was passed out, dude. I drank a lot, so." I passed the fuck out last night. Thank you. Zod is drinking the blood of Spider-Man. Excellent. Yep. Hey, Geek, I appreciate you. We definitely, one day, Geek, we have to go over what Asian cinema you like. Because there's some good ones out there. Carmel says we had fun chatting. Yeah, I saw that. As long as you guys had a good time, even if I didn't fucking make the video work or anything like that, I appreciate, you guys being able to interact and all that. And thank you very much. I'll be back on Friday. My Event Horizon video is actually going to be out a little bit later because I'm going to re-edit it, and I'm going to do, instead of clips, I'm going to show stills, and I'm probably just going to talk like this because YouTube fucking sucks, and they're a bunch of assholes, and they censor every fucking thing. So they'll probably censor me after I've uploaded this video because they'll be like, oh, he talked about our system. Fuck this guy. But yeah, I'm going to go play some Far Cry 5 while I wait to get paid to play Far Cry 6. Super fucking exciting. I can't wait. Maybe I'll do what the kids do to these days with the streaming the games. Fuck, I sound old. Yeah, Geekicidal. I'm going to like Event Horizon. Fucking classic. I can't wait. Bitchy's watching it with me. She's never seen it. And I like this movie to me. That's how you do horror. And the sad part is this movie never got the fucking acclaim it should have. This movie was horribly panned. I saw it in the theater twice. This movie was horribly panned, terribly promoted. And it's probably one of the best sci-fi horror movies I think that I've seen, besides the original Alien, because I consider that sci-fi horror. Alien is definitely more the horror thriller than the rest of the series. So, well, thank you, man. I will. I'm gonna go shoot some weird cultists, and then I'm gonna go shoot some Latin. Wow, I shouldn't say that. I love Latin people. I'm gonna shoot a dictator, so it's all good. Oh, look at this! And the girl got me monster. See, is that not love? And a donut. What are you trying to say? I'm not really a cop. I'm totally gonna eat this. I'm not really a cop, honey. What are you trying to say? I'm totally gonna eat that donut. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you on Friday. We're going to have Squirrel. We're going to have PB and all the other crazy fucking people. I think PB won't sleep. He's been doing good. We're like 1 for 2, so we'll see how it goes. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And I agree, Geek. Event Horizon, 8-episode limited series. Maybe I'll get an HBO Max sponsor and I'll call them about it. All right. You guys have a good one. I will have a video up probably tomorrow about Event Horizon. I just want to really make this one good, so it might be the next day. I really want to cut this video good, and it's probably going to be long. So everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming this morning to a video that didn't show up. I appreciate all of you. And as always, kneel before Zod.